Where politics. Why Vikings CB Khyree Jackson barely played at Alabama? Minnesota Vikings selected Oregon CB Khyree Jackson with the 108th overall pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. Cornerback was expected to be a need for the Vikings, and they chose to address it with their third pick in the draft. It's an interesting selection for many reasons. Jackson had a very interesting path to the NFL. He spent 2 years out of football working in the deli of a grocery store. At one point I wasn't really thinking about football much. I had just one employee of the month at a grocery store, so I really wasn't thinking much about it. I told my mom at one point in time, I guess I'm about to be working at a grocery store, and I play 2K a lot. So I was trying out to make it to the NBA 2K League, but yeah, for a bit of a second, the football had got a little foggy, I would definitely say. He did decide to go back to the game he loves and took the junior college route before heading to Alabama. That is where his evaluation gets really interesting. Why didn't Vikings CB Khyree Jackson play at Alabama? Answering the above question is an interesting one. There are some curious elements at play, especially when you consider the size and athletic profile that Jackson has. One thing he mentioned during his video conference with the Vikings media is they were getting him for cheaper because of politics at play. I just told them I was the best corner in the draft, Jackson said of that meeting, and I told them they were probably going to be getting me for cheaper because of some of the politics that go into it. I told them that. I just was being honest. I felt confident in my ability. I felt like the numbers spoke for themselves. I was in a very pass-heavy conference this year. I think I showed versus a lot of top-tier quarterbacks and receivers what I could do. Over his 2 seasons at Alabama, Jackson played a total of 83 defensive snaps, with 64 coming in his final season in 2022. That is a really low number for Jackson. What makes things interesting is that an Alabama staffer told the Senior Bowl's Jim Nagy that he was the best DB in the room. That statement is a really interesting one. If he was the best player in the room, then why wasn't he playing? Well, let's take a look at the roster in 2022. Kool-Aid McKinstry 5-star prospect, Brian Branch 4-star prospect, Jordan Battle 4-star prospect, Eli Ricks 5-star prospect, Malachi Moore 4-star prospect, Terrion Arnold 5-star prospect. That is a lot of talent on the roster, including 3 players taken in the top 50 and 1 other in the top 100. Jackson didn't qualify academically for a D1 university, so he took the junior college route. As a JUCO recruit, he was a 4-star, but that's not the same type of pedigree as the other players on the Crimson Tide roster. Were the politics that Jackson mentioned due to star rating pedigree, where he ranked lower than all 6 players listed above? It's not out of the question. This is something that happens at universities across the country. View it like a first-round pick. High-ranking recruits get more chances to succeed than those with lesser pedigrees. It could explain why Jackson was as much of a value in round 4 and why it might not matter that he didn't get much playing time.